And welcome to this very eye-opening and insightful edition of The Desk. Now, thank you very much for watching U24. Now, we trust that every time you watch U24, you're inspired, you're motivated, and of course, you're always educated. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching The Desk. This is a discussion that is always worth hearing. This is a show that we are certainly and absolutely sure is going to impact the entire overview of the political, the social, and of course, the economic atmosphere of this country and the East African region as a whole. Now more than ever, I'm Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. Now guess what? Tonight we are in a palace. We are in a palace of not a person, not a figure, but we are in the palace of the king of the delivery business in the country. You guessed right, we are at Jumia Food. We are at Jumia Travel. We are at Jumia Deals. And we are at Jumia Food. Now ladies and gentlemen, most able and most suitable to aid this discussion, to help us understand the unraveling or to unmask the mystery behind the success of Jumia as a company is none other than the country lead, Mr. Timothy Mugume. Welcome to the show, Timothy.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
You guys look artistic. I love what I see.
Oh yeah, thank you. We try to keep it cool. You know, we have quite a number of young people who work around here and they have specific demands for the environment that they want to work in.
Okay.
So we have to ensure that we provide that.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's before we even dive straight into it, why Jumia Party? Why Jumia Food? Why are you guys diversifying every 6 months?
Oh yes. So we of course Jumia Food launched 7 years ago, about the rest of Jumia, and we quickly realized that there was a big need for delivery due to the fact that the main landing country is small. Kampala is quite a crowded city with over 5 million visitors a day and has a lot of traffic jam. So people were not getting the things that they needed to get, be it phones, shoes from downtown, or even coming into the business. People who are working and they have to go across town to go to a restaurant to have some food, to be very difficult for them to get back in time. So the delivery we saw that was quite needed, and as we progressed, we put Jumia Food into on-demand services, so which included other services that you, Shadrach, would need.
Yes.
For example, you may need to have a few drinks with your friends.
So that is the party.
Yes, so Jumia Party, where we do 1 hour delivery or even less of alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, a lot of wines, spirits, and we work with the biggest distributors in town so that the prices are quite very low. So all you have to do is sit anywhere. If you're a group of mates, you're watching some soccer, you send for some bottles.
You know, when the first time I heard of Jumia Party, I thought, okay, Jumia Party. Why? It's just about alcohol.
Yes, it is a delivery platform.
So you're promoting alcohol, too.
We know we are selling. We deliver alcohol.
Okay.
Yes, we sell on behalf of the distributors in town, and it's not only alcohol, so it's also non-alcoholic beverages. So you find a lot of grape sodas, you find a lot of apple sodas, water, and things that someone may need.
Okay.
So we also have a supermarket where we work with a couple of supermarkets, Nakasero, for example. So you don't need to go to Nakasero, walk in the mud, go and haggle with people. You can just go to the Jumia Food website, select Nakasero, and you do your shopping. We actually had a super combo that was running last weekend for a couple of things like chicken and vegetables that you need for about 20k. And also we had we have work with ShopRite as well, so you can be able to do your shopping, go get your back to school items as well as any other items.
All right, now Tim, you have really sung a very nice song about what you guys do, what you've been doing for the people and everything. But I want, because this platform is a solvency plan kind of thing. We want to we solve a problem, and then we've had a lot of people say, I ordered something with Jumia, it never came. Those guys came after I had even lost it, and then I had lost the urge to buy, and we've had those complaints.
Yes.
Is it on your end? Is it on the vendor's end? How are you solving this, and how do we have such discrepancies?
Of course, one of the flagship ventures is Jumia Mall, which works with thousands of vendors and connects them to the customers that we of course use the platform for to supply fast moving consumer goods. So we all know that of course sometimes there are challenges of products that may be running out of stock or items that may delay even if it's on the food side because of a traffic jam or because of a bit of a delay from the restaurant or even on our side when we have a lot of demand versus the supply of the riders that we have. The most important thing that we do is to acknowledge where our shortfalls are and consistently communicate with the customer. Because once you communicate with the customer, you manage the expectations. You can inform them, hello, Shadrach, your order may be late by 1 day or your order may be late by 1 hour. Are you still interested? And we of course also try to compensate everyone who is aggrieved. So for example, if your order delays, I can give you a guarantee and I say, okay, if it has delayed over 60 minutes, I'll give you some percentage off. You may not have to pay the delivery fee. And we also ensure that now that we work with vendors that have the correct quantities and they are more professional across the board. So we have bigger brands that have huge quantities of stock available so that we can know that we can be able to match the demand.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how often does this friction emanate?
Maybe I would say maybe 2 out of 10.
Your national TV?
Yes, 2 out of 10. We're not, I didn't say 1 or 0.5. It's 2 out of 10. So you would get, from every 10 orders, you may get 1 or 2 that will have an issue. But I can gladly say that 10 out of 10 of the people, the customers that come to the website will be happy that their issue has been solved. If they have a problem on Jumia Mall and they do not like the item that they have received, they can return it and we can refund their money. We can help them check the warranties that are needed. If their food is delayed, for example, we can place another order quite very fast, or if they're still not very interested, then we can take it back but try to give them a discount on their next order so that they get to see the consistency in our promise of delivering fast.
Okay, all right. Now far away from Jumia, okay, but still because you have the experience and expertise, how can you assess for a young entrepreneur out there? Do not look at them as a competitor, because I mean everyone wants to make money.
No.
For a young entrepreneur out there and they're trying to do delivery, how do you? Oh, this is our delivery.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when did you order this? How long?
I ordered this 10 minutes ago.
Okay. And it's here.
It's right here.
Wow.
Yeah, from KFC.
From KFC. All right, thank you very much. I think my producer would love to.
Yeah.
Okay, so for a young entrepreneur out there and they're looking at delivery and they're actually passionate and zealous about this, how do you assess the delivery business or the delivery business atmosphere of this country? I believe we are growing, but are you optimistic? What is your take as a country lead for the biggest and the king of the delivery business?
I believe that opportunities are massive. Jumia is growing, and we, of course, get to work with very many companies that are offering these services. Okay. Of course, we partner with the best delivery couriers in the country, and with this, we also get to ensure that they get to hire as much and many people as possible to be able to match our demand.
Okay.
And we have thousands and thousands of orders a day, so we need thousands of people to be ordering.
How many thousands? You're being overambitious.
Over 1,000 orders a day.
Over 1,000.
Yes.
We're on national television. Yes. I want our statistics to be really.
Yeah. Yeah, it is factual, and that is it. And what we do now is we of course encourage all the youths that are coming up to get to look into how do you fit into the value chain. You know, if you are a person who owns your border, how do you come to Jumia and say, okay, this is my experience, this is my permit, I know Kampala town, I can be able to get a job and deliver food for you or deliver some items for you. And of course we also share widely with the other companies that are coming up with the delivery platforms. It's very important for them to have core solutions and core segments that they're appealing to, and to be easy. The user experience is the best, right?
Yes.
As long as someone can use something and they find it quite very adaptable and and easy to use, they can definitely get to use it. The demand is there. There's so many companies that are starting out to embrace the delivery, because the challenges that bring rice to delivery being an option are still big.
Okay, before we go for a short break, how sustainable is this for a starter who does not have as much money as King Jumia?
I know it is quite very sustainable, because you look at the different costs that you're going to incur. One, cost of repairing the bike. The spares on the market are quite expensive, so you have them. Then you look at the costs of fuel. If you get to compare the different stations around, fuel is also not that expensive, depending on the kilometer and of course the size. You have a 125cc bike, or you have a 100cc bike, you know, how do you get to be saving it? And of course the fact that we are in the market, we are market leaders, we have paved way for the need for, so people already know that, okay, if Jumia is delivering this, can something else be delivered?
Yes.
So it creates the need for delivery, and I think that's where the opportunists can come in and make a quick buck.
Okay, we are going for a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about your competition. We have a lot of people sprouting out there through majorly Facebook. Let's talk about that after the break.
Yes.
Now, do not go away. You are still on the desk. This is a discussion that is always worth hearing. Do not touch it there. We're still with Timothy Mugume, country lead, Jumia. And welcome back to this very eye-opening edition of The Desk. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an exclusive. We are at the palace for the king of the delivery business. You guessed right. Jumia Food, Jumia Travel, Jumia Deals. Jumia what?
Jumia Mall.
Jumia Mall. All right. Now, before we actually left off, you were explaining all these things. Now, before we even go further, have you sat on a border team?
Oh yes, I have done deliveries myself, so I do. I have certain. I enjoy it.
You enjoy it?
Yeah.
The dust and everything?
Oh yes. Not the dust, but the riding experience.
The riding experience. Okay. Yeah. So we left up. I wanted to ask you about the emerging number of competitors that I think now with the Jumia market, the delivery of shoes, clothes and what, we see a lot of pages on Facebook. How do you handle this? Is this a threat?
Not really. I think it's it just makes it quite very interesting. Competition always keeps us on our toes and keeps us innovating to make a better experience. Of course, if you're looking at one channel, Facebook is one of the main channels that we use to advertise as well.
Yes.
And we have different categories for the install shop in shops, that where some of our vendors have shops that could redirect them to Jumia as well. So it's not much of we're not worried about it. We just get to acknowledge them, get to see how they run it. Most of the time, these same vendors have shops on Jumia, so they just use them as an extension, and we have been better and made better because of that.
Because of them, so they are not in any way competition.
No, they are, because of course some people will buy directly from some of these vendors, but we get to see what has made someone buy on Facebook directly, and how can we convert this customer to shop on Jumia.
Okay, now Jumia on a wide scale, how is Uganda doing? Jumia Uganda.
Oh, Jumia Uganda is great. We as I said earlier, we're doing thousands of orders, or 5,000 actually. We have that's across the Jumia spoke.
Yes. Because we are comparing Jumia Egypt, Jumia. Yes.
The countries, of course, are doing great. Depends on the market, depends on the population.
Okay.
But Uganda is definitely among the best of the countries.
Among the best. So, what do you attribute this to? Is this government helping you?
We do get some assistance, but that is through the policy.
Okay.
Most of us are leading dialogue on the ICT policies that we have. especially we're an internet-based business. So the government intervention through UCC to regulate internet prices, make them a little bit cheaper, is definitely our biggest asset. It means that more people can afford smartphones, more people can afford data, which means they can afford to use Jumia as a platform.
You have no problem with government?
No problem.
Okay, because you see, we want to be as open-minded as possible. Because you tell us, you know what, the OTT tax, it gave us 40% loss. You could be as direct as that.
Oh yes, we were affected initially by OTT, but the app for Jumia is not directly affected under the OTT. It's just how the communication channels will be. How can people see the adverts that we get to have? And we use it as an opportunity to really get to push for more of the website and other channels. So for example, Jumia Mall has a direct line, Jumia Food has a direct line that you can get to call and get an order and get the service.
Okay, so you're trying as much as possible to get offline?
No, we're an online business. Please don't get me wrong. The majority of our business is online. Our scale is online. It's just that we have to appeal to all the masses.
Okay.
Get them to use the service and get them to convert them to the online platform, because that's where they will be able to get maximum benefits.
Okay, Timothy, can we address the unemployment?
Yes.
The fact that commodity delivery, commodity selling and everything is becoming so much online or virtual, is it in any way getting a lot of people jobless, or actually Jumia is employing people? What exactly are we looking at?
On the other hand, I would say Jumia is employing more people. Directly, Jumia employs over 200 staff.
Okay.
Indirectly, there are thousands.
Okay.
Due to the fact that we need delivery riders. Now, I'll give you an example of the impact that Jumia has on the business. We have vendors who have started out with a small stall, selling a couple of pairs of shoes a day. I'll put them on the website, and all of a sudden, they have hundreds of orders in a day. They have to hire more people to handle their services. We have restaurants that have started at the back of a house, in a garage, that has started up giving out good food, and it ended up being a fully flagged restaurant that
on that restaurant and food. Before you actually finish there,
yes.
Okay, how do you ensure quality? Because someone is just starting at the back of a garage. We have health issues at stake.
Yes.
We have. How do you ensure this?
No, we have a very robust team that has to go and ensure that before a restaurant is onboarded, they have to go through particular stages. The ones that are pretty existent have, of course, their certificates, and then the ones that are coming up, we have our health professionals that go and actually get to assess the quality of food and get feedback from focus groups, and then we can be able to get to sell it.
Okay, no problem. The unemployment.
Yeah, so back to the unemployment, I was saying it's as an indirect employment. Due to the opportunities that we give to the vendors, they do not have to pay advertising fees, they do not pay listing fees. All of these are savings, and they do not most times need to pay a lot of rent, because all you have to do is have a small store, have a storage area. But we have aided expansion, we have aided a lot of synergies. We're looking at the mechanics that repair these bikes, because we have thousands of bikes on the road, right? And all of the ecosystem that goes around there, that gets to show you that once you create something and people are using it more, you're definitely creating a lot of employment.
Yeah. Talking about rent, actually, I started up a stall. It should be late last year. My stall failed. Not because I'm not a good businessman, but because of the rent. I think I had close to 10 million. And my rent was 1 million, and I was selling shoes. Just stole offline, stole. My stall failed because of rent. So I think what you just said appeals to a lot of Ugandans who are sitting there. If you cannot afford, because the rent is terrible. And the stall was a small thing, but it was 1 million shillings.
Yeah, rent is one of the biggest challenges that we have, and of course there's been a good government policy on that as well, that has called for landlords to charge rent in UGX, so that we do not have a lot of price variances. But on the advantage that platform like Jumia provides is that now you can save a lot.
Yes.
You don't need to be on Kampala Road where there's a lot of traffic. You can go back, you can have a shop back in Tinder, but as long as your product is good and is competitive, anyone across Uganda will be able to see it.
Okay.
So you'll get more orders and you'll be saving on your rent. You have to look at how many people walk into your shop in a day, in your small shop, even if it was on the busiest street, then how many thousands of people are looking at your shop online. Online. And that is where we get to see the biggest value add.
Okay, so now maybe before we go for a short break, how do you ensure this quality? Like, for instance, now these vendors that come on board, because we've had a lot of this problem. I see a good looking picture on Jumia and I want that shoe and I'm so sure, oh my god, it's a nice Timberland, and then when it comes, oh my god, it's fake. How do you ensure this quality?
Yeah, of course, we have a quality control in place. We have content teams that go and look at the products that are being put out. However, yes, there are some times when the vendors may show us the shoes that are actually the great ones. We take pictures of them, but on delivery, when we've come to pick up the item,
because we've had those.
Yes, they are switched. We have a very, very strict tolerant to that, and we penalize these vendors, and we give the customer a guarantee. Just because you received it, if you do not like it, you reject it. You will not be able to pay for any delivery fee. And even if you get it and you do not like it, you have a 7-day return policy. The vendors need to accept these policies as well to ensure that they keep the quality up. My appeal there would be for the UNBS to actually have more stringent policies and more stringent guidelines on importation of substandard goods, because once they're on the market, it's very difficult to stop them.
So aren't you getting some people jobless? These guys who actually, you know what, we do not have enough capital to bring the nice stuff from Italy, but I have the capital to bring substandard things from China.
Yeah, of course. We on the website, when doing the quality controls, we have to label the shoe, right?
Okay.
So, for example, you're not going to get a Calvin Klein for 50,000 shillings. So if it's on the website and you see it there, you get to know that, okay, this is a specific class of shoe, and this is the expectation that you would need. The more expensive and original brands are there, and so we are aware of it, but we also do not accommodate a lot of counterfeit products, because of course that is different from fake, right?
Yes.
So we ensure that we are not promoting a lot of counterfeits.
Okay, so what does it take for, in case someone wanted, I have my bike, I stay in Nankulabye,
Yes.
and I want to get on Jumia as we go for a break.
So all you have to do is come meet the logistics manager for Jumia. He'll get to assess you and look at how your knowledge for Nakulabi is, the restaurants that are around there. Do you have a smartphone? As long as you can receive orders on your phone, and then we get your biodata, and that's it.
What if I have a shop still maybe in Wandekea?
Yeah, so that's the thing. We have a specific team that would be able to come to the shop, view the items, get to go through the different commission structures with you, and how Jumia works, take pictures of your items, and we'll be able to start putting them online and start doing business for you.
Okay, now when we come back, we're going to have a hypothetical moment where you're the biggest guy for the whole of Africa in terms of delivery. What you would do first in case it's like 24 hours. Yeah, in the last segment. Okay, now do not go away. We are still with Mugume Timothy, country lead for Jumia, and we are assessing the delivery atmosphere for the country, and we are seeing how far they've come, where they are headed, and why they are still here. Do not go away. And welcome back to this very eye-opening edition in terms of delivery. Are you there and you want to make it in the delivery business? Sit back, relax, stick your eyes on your screen, because the king for the delivery business is here, and they are trying to make us understand how to get there, why they are still here, and where they are headed. Now, Timothy, let's imagine you are a continent lead and you're doing delivery. putting all these other countries combined, the ones that are doing well, Nigeria, South Africa, the ones that are doing well, and the ones that are doing not really, really well, like maybe South Sudan, what would you do first?
Well, we have to look at the understanding the market. Most of our countries that we're in, over the 17 countries, we actually have quite a good presence and we're market leaders in all.
Okay.
The biggest element that you have to look at is customer centricity.
Okay.
What do your customers want, and what is your service going to do to improve their lives?
Okay.
And that then comes in place to look at how much are they willing to pay for, in what period do they want, and how do they want to interface with the product.
Okay.
Right? In Uganda, for example, there's a lot of relationship building that is needed for someone to build trust. That's where I would say, okay, we'll take cash on delivery. Don't pay for anything until you see it, until you can be able to get it. And I think that keeps the customer in the front seat.
Yes.
And the customer's opinion is very strong for us. We take customer feedback very strongly. We go back and work on it and ensure that everything that we develop, all our technology is geared towards making the customers happy.
Okay, so that's what you would do first.
Yes, and get to understand the market, get to understand who the customers are, and how do the customers get to relate with the businesses there. Understand the topography, the distances, map out proper zones for deliveries, look at the strong vendors as well as where these vendors are, the conditions in which they get to work, what are the conditions that are prevailing on the market, and then yes, get to roll out the product.
Okay, now team, you guys have taken a front row seat when it comes to delivery in the region. So the time you've spent with Jumia, is there any balcony moment that you reflect and you say, okay, this is the reason as to why we are here, this is the reason as why we've made it? Is there any moment that you look at and you're like, if we had not done this, would be out of business?
Yes, it goes back to the very fabric of our values. We wake up every day to ensure that we make the world a better place. Of course, in essence, in business terms, we improve to add value.
Yes.
From the beginning, Jumia set up in late 2012. We reached the market almost after 1 year. What were we doing? We were collecting information on the vendors. We were trying to get the vendors to trust us. We were trying to get a good product, trying to sieve the good vendors from the bad. As soon as we got the product, now from the restaurants to the hotels to the vendors that we have in the streets, we now started looking at the segments.
Okay.
What do these customers go out for? Are they price sensitive, or are they after quality? Are they being served from bargaining, or they are good for with fixed prices? And from that, we'll be able to, of course, get to build foundations.
Okay, let's talk about pricing.
Yeah.
How has, because as far as I'm knowledgeable, you are not the cheapest. People distance themselves. You are the cheapest.
Yeah.
Okay, disclaimer. People distance themselves from buying online because they feel like they are a little bit abused in terms of prices. You guys so you put on top something, I don't know. People say that online sales are actually, the prices are way higher than if I walked into a shop. How has this affected you? Has it even affected you?
Yes, the perception of price always comes up, and I can only be as practical as possible for you. Just last week I bought a 42-inch TV.
Okay.
How much is a 42-inch TV on the market? Can you give an estimate?
It depends. Like
Let us say it's a Samsung 42-inch smart TV.
like 2 million.
Yes, about 2 million.
Yes.
I bought it on Jumia for about 1.75 thousand shillings, and this is because it had a discount. But the main thing about online business, the main thing about Jumia is economies of scale.
Okay. Yes.
We come with thousands of customers. We have over 20,000 active customers in Uganda. So when we are negotiating with a vendor, we do not say, I'm coming as Timothy, an individual, how much are you going to give me this TV? I'm coming with 1,000 people.
1,000 people.
What price do you have for me? And those savings are then passed on to the customers. When we have in some areas, some restaurants, of course, you will get to find that the price that is in the restaurant is the price that you'll see online. And the difference is a small delivery fee that you get to pay.
Okay.
How much would you have paid to get to the restaurant and the rest? So Jumia the biggest value proposition that it has. And we're looking at Jumia more when you go to the website. We're looking at Black Friday, why it is the most popular shopping event in Uganda right now in November, is because the prices are unbelievable. The prices on your phones, well, iPhone 11 just came out. All you have to do is wait for Black Friday and get to see how much it would be on Jumia. And
save for it.
Save for it.
Save for it.
Black Friday is coming up. And that's where I can say that's where our biggest value proposition is. The fact that we know that we are the cheapest on the market, and that we'll be able to provide and give people very cheap things. The other one is, of course, competition. If Timothy has a phone shop and Shadrach has a phone shop, and we are selling a Samsung, if you sell it at the same price, you may not get the customer. Yes. However, if I sell even 50,000 more than you, and you are selling cheaper by 50,000, you're most likely going to get the customer. Okay. On the website, we create that competition between the vendors. So the vendors are competing with us on the economies of scale, and also with their fellow vendors to give their lowest possible prices, which you would not get. You would have to walk 5 or 6 shops on Kampala Road to try to get the best price that you can.
Yeah. Okay. Now, lastly, as we wrap this up, we can never exhaust it.
Yes.
But the little time that we get is, we try to talk to the public and have a solvency plan for some of these small things.
Yes.
Now, lastly, you see, I'm not a politician. I do not politic. However, I watch the president once in a while. Now, I watched one of his interviews, and he was saying one of the greatest challenges that Uganda or the East African region that we have is ideology. A challenge could be really minimal, but we exaggerate it, because of the ideology. How have you handled this from the traditional way of I want to walk to a boutique, I want to do this, to no, online is a much better? How have you changed people's ideology in terms of delivery?
Of course, mindset is very important. And I talked about before creating an option where you have a viable solution that you give to someone, and you back it up with data, back it up with facts. We know about the challenges of traffic jams, of having a lot of issues that you have there. So of course it is very, very important that we go back into the market and we get to see how can we improve an already existing situation, and then how can we make money out of it.
Okay.
Just create the solution first, and then see how to monetize. If anything has a solution, it will be easy to monetize.
Okay, so this has really helped you to change the mindset of people?
Yeah, because people now understand that, okay, you can get the product better, you can get it faster, you can have the ability to take it back. You have, sometimes you can go downtown, you buy an item, you walk back in 5 minutes later and they deny it.
Yeah, tetukumanyi.
Yeah, so in Jumia it's not that. We protect the customer, and because of that we have the customers back.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tim.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. We need to come back to Jumia sometime and we have a chit chat and sensitize the public.
Definitely. Jumia, we're always happy. As you can see, you're very caring.
Okay.
And have a lot of humility for all of you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, now we have been with the country lead for Jumia Uganda, that is Timothy Mugume. Very nice guy, very hospitable, and of course he's fed us with the information we need in terms of delivery. Now, are you out there and you thought you had no job? Look no further. Jumia Food is here. You just on board with them and they can get you whatever you want in terms of money. They can give you employment in terms of money. Now, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. It's been a pleasure for you to watch us. Same time, same station next week. Of course, same presenter. Now, do not go away. U24 is still entertaining you. It is still educating you and is still motivating you. Now, good night, good luck, adios.